book family. Welcome back to Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'm Katie, and today we're going to talk about all of the books I want to finish before the end of the year. So I have a whole separate TBR for December, because last year I started getting into kind of just reading a lot of Christmas books around December. So that will be an entirely separate TBR, so stay tuned for that. I have not too many to talk about today, but I have a couple that I want to finish before the end of the year. And this is the pile. Not too many. But I'm going to go ahead and start talking about them. So the first one that I want to finish reading is Blood for Blood. Sorry about the lighting. Of course, library books always have like a shiny look to it. So the first one is Blood for Blood by Ryan Groudon. This is the second book in a duology. The first one was Wolf by Wolf, and I will put that right here. I won't talk about this one as there's probably going to be some spoilers, but I'm actually already about a third of the way through, roughly. And I'm enjoying this just as much as the first one. Maybe even more. I don't know. I gave the first one 5 stars, I think, so can't go any higher than that. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying this. I'll talk about the first one a little bit. So the first one is about a Jewish girl who was experimented on in a concentration camp. And because of that, she is able to shapeshift and change her appearance to become anyone she wants. So from any country, any look, she can change into. So she joins into a motorcycle race disguised as someone else's sister in the race. And so she, in order to get close to Hitler, she needs to win the race to be invited to like a prize ball where the winner will be kind of congratulated and stuff. So she needs to get close to Hitler, so she transforms into a German girl, and it was just really good. It's high action, it's full of fun, and just, wow, it was so good. I actually learned about these books from Hailey, and I will link down her channel down below, but it was such a good first book. I kind of waited a little too long to read the second book, but I did remember what happened in the first book. So that's the first one. The second book that I'm going to be reading is Girl from Nowhere by Tiffany Rosenhan. And that cover, I love that cover. It is so cute. But this is the next book I'm going to be reading. I'm actually started this one a little bit, and I'm also really enjoying this one. So this is about a girl, I think her name is Sophia. Yeah, Sophia. And she is kind of like, it almost seems like she was part of like a family of spies. We don't exactly know their role, but something happened where they kind of have to go undercover and just live a normal life. Like they're done with the business and she's going to high school and just trying to live a normal life without all of the knives and guns and all the excitement of her old life. So I am enjoying it so far. It's really good. I have to finish it this month because this is due back at the library. But somebody in my YA book group on Facebook recommended this to me. And so far, I am really enjoying that one. All right, the next 2 books that I'm going to be reading are part of a series. I read the first 2 books earlier this year. My mom's actually been reading them as well with me. They are a Christian, kind of a suspense romance series. So I'll be reading book 3, which is Blind Spot by Danny Petrie, as well as the 4th and last book, Dead Drift by Danny Petrie. So you do kind of have to read these in order. Each book is about a different character. There's like a group of friends who are all kind of like, they're in forensics, they're in kind of the forest ranger, as well as cops and FBI. So each story is about a different character in that like kind of like found family group. They're all kind of together. There's a little bit of romance. The first book I will try to put up here. The first book honestly was a little cheesy for me, the romance part. That's hard to be too cheesy for me because I do love a good cute romance, but it was just a little too cheesy. So I think I ended up giving the first book like 3 stars, I think, but the second book I liked a lot better. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars, 4 or 5 stars. So I am definitely going to be finishing the series up. I really can't tell you much about it. Each book is a different like case or murder, and so they're just fun light reads. There's a little bit of action. Definitely fun if you like a good kind of FBI cop mystery. These are good. Alright, so the next book I am going to be finishing up is Tuck by Stephen R. Lawhead. And this is the third and final book in the King Raven series. I had to remember. I started reading these actually last year, like the end of last year, so yeah, I'm kind of behind in this series, but this is the last book that I need to finish, and this is a retelling of Robin Hood. So the first book was actually based on Robin Hood. The second book is called Scarlet, so that's based off of Scarlet, one of his merry men, and this one is about Friar Tuck. And it is a pretty big book. It's got to be like at least 450 pages or so. Yeah, roughly. But so yeah, it's just about Tuck. I did actually enjoy this character a lot in the first two books, so I'm very excited to see where his story comes in. And I feel like this series, if you miss like a couple months and you don't get to the next book, you can follow pretty closely with it. I'm excited to finish this and just, you know, I really love a good retelling, and Robin Hood was one of my favorites growing up, so I definitely want to finish that one. And then I have two more books. The next one is A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nielsen, and I'm listening to this on audio, and I think I'm probably about maybe a fourth of the way through. I don't have a bookmark in here. But I am enjoying this. It's about a family living in Germany, and it's right after World War II when the Berlin Wall goes up. Well, her father and her brother end up going to, I believe, West Berlin. I believe they're in West Berlin, and they're in East Berlin still. And the wall goes up and it separates their family. So this is a kind of a story of how they are hopefully going to get back together with their family on the other side of the wall. It's really tough. A few people have tried going over, and it's just really hard to get over. A lot of things happen in this book. It's a little bit heartbreaking, but I'm hoping it's good. I like a good World War II history retelling, so I'm excited to read this. Yeah, so that's that one, and it is a middle grade, so it's not going to be like extremely heartbreaking, but it is a little bit. And then the last book that I want to finish before the end of the year is The Threat Below by J.S. Latshaw, and the author actually sent me this book as well as his second book, which I wasn't expecting the second book at all to be gifted to me for review. So this book was sent to me for review, and I am definitely going to be reading this by the end of this month, and then hopefully I will get to the second book in December, early January. It's a big one. It's well over 500 pages, so it'll take me a little while to get through, but I love this cover. So it is a YA fantasy book, and it just sounded really good. I don't normally accept books for review unless like I'm really excited to read it. So yeah, it sounds really good. I'm going to read the back for you. It says, "It's dangerous, Iceland." I think that's how you pronounce her name. "That's what it's like down there. You can never go down there. Never. Nearly 300 years ago, a terror arose and pushed humanity to the brink of extinction. In a village at the top of a mountain, descendants of those who survived the massacre are all that remain. She heard the legends, she knew the history, but nothing could have prepared her for what she found." So I'm excited. I love a good kind of fantasy. Like, I like light fantasy, so YA fantasy I think would definitely be a good fit for me. I don't think I would honestly enjoy adult fantasy, but I do have a couple books that I want to try. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. As I said, that cover's really fun. I love the feel of it too. It's like got like that kind of buttery, soft paperback. Very fun. Okay, so those are all of the books I'm excited to read by the end of the year. I'm really excited. Really excited for all of these ones. And I'll be happy to be able to finish, I think I'm going to be finishing up 3 series. Yeah, I'll be finishing up 3 series this month, hopefully. So very excited. Stay tuned for my videos next week. I'm going to be talking about my favorite middle grade standalone books as well as my favorite middle grade series. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next video.